Morning Date.
Spring is in the air, and colorful creations are appearing both in nature and at bakeries nationwide. And one particular person boasting as much energy, color, beauty, and joy as spring is this renowned pastry chef and TV personality Yoo Min-ju, who is painting the town not red, but in many delicious tones. Morning Date starts now.
Welcome to another edition of Morning Date, where we meet with distinguished figures from all fields and walks of life.
And today we're so excited to have Yoo Min-ju, the pastry chef, in our studio today. Hello.
Hi.
Well, thank you so much for taking your precious time out to come all the way here in this early morning hour.
No, actually, this is the time where I usually wake up because I am a pastry chef. And we usually get up around 5. So
5
it's
a.m.
actually an honor to be invited here rather than going to the kitchen. So
Oh, well, it's good to hear.
Well, the honor is ours.
thank you.
All right, well, before we continue on, we have a quiz for our listeners. Cakes are usually made in hot what? Is it number 1, tubs, number 2, ovens, or number 3, weather? So one more time, cakes are usually made in hot, number 1, tubs, number 2, ovens, or number 3, weather.
Try to think of something that's placed in the kitchen.
Yes, not in the bathroom or outside.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if you know the answer, use our Pandiboro KakaoTalk Plus for free or text to pound 1045 for 50 or 101, depending on the length of your message for a chance to win a handmade cookie set, which was actually made by pastry chef Yoo Min-ju herself.
Wow.
We're giving away 2 sets, so don't miss the chance to be one of the winners.
Okay, so 유민주님, first of all, could you briefly introduce yourself to our listeners?
Well, I am a pastry chef. There's a different terms when it comes to pastry chef and owner chef. Owner chef means that you actually own a bakery or own a restaurant. So you would have to be an entrepreneur. So I am an owner chef. I own a very small but cute bakery store in Hannam-dong in Seoul. I started this business 5 years ago, and now we have 26 employees.
That's a small bakery shop, are you sure? 26.
I always thought it was small, but somehow it sort of became less small. I have 12 lovely pastry chefs working all together, and about 8 baristas. Because at a bakery shop, you would also need a good coffee, right? So it's been almost 5 years.
Wow, it's like seeing a legend in the making.
Oh, no, not at all. There are 선배님들 who have actually started this business and who have been working here for over 20 years. And I am very grateful. Actually, it's them who should be here, not me, right? So I'm just a very humble, modest chef.
Well, for me, actually, you said humble and modest, but I rarely get a chance to meet a pastry chef.
Yes.
Right, because normally they're inside baking.
Exactly.
Or, it's really hard to find a good pastry chef. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. So what does it mean to have that title as a pastry chef or a patisserie?
I always get these questions from a lot of the students that really want to become pastry chef. Usually we are people with skills. So you would have to go to a school and finish either a pastry or in cuisine. And after that, everything is actually how you take it. It's you could be a researcher when it comes to baking. You could be a teacher. You could actually be, I think it was Serena.
Right.
Yeah, she mentioned Cedric Grolet. You could become a star chef. And we have lots of famous chefs, such as 최현석 셰프님. You could become show chef. So after graduation, you could also call yourself a pastry chef or an owner chef, a pastry researcher. Regarding anything that with pastry, you could call yourself a chef, whether if you have a shop or not have a shop.
Oh, okay. So along that line, Yoo Min-ju, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, those who are interested in this industry, they would be interested in hearing when you decided to become a pastry chef.
It was never actually my first dream to become a pastry chef.
Oh, what was your first dream then?
An ice cream shop owner.
That's so cute.
I've always adored ice cream. But I realized that usually these days ice cream needs to have really, really good, expensive machines. So I'm just a normal gal. I couldn't afford millions of dollars buying ice cream machines. So I decided, why not just make it myself?
Yeah.
So, but I actually studied business in school, in college. I never actually went to a cuisine or cooking school in the first time. And I actually worked for a conglomerate firm in Korea.
Oh, okay.
And then after 3 years, I realized that I am a person who likes to give out things. I think I'm a lovable person. I like to communicate and be outside of the office. So after 3 years, I decided to actually go to France and study cuisine. But I realized that you had to dissect all these pigs and turkeys, and I wasn't the type. And I realized that maybe I always wanted to become an ice cream shop owner. Why not into pastry? So that's when my second job started.
Well, I'm glad that you started
That's an
pastry.
amazing story.
Yeah, because, we're excited, but so many people listening to our show today are excited to meet you too, 유민주님. 윤혜경님 actually says, is that the right way to impersonate 윤혜경님? Well, she says hello. No, that was a crow. That was a crow. Go-Honim from Kakao Talk says, hello, you're so pretty and I love your voice too. And I love bread, cakes, and I have to have them. I just can't pass by bakeries.
We love desserts.
Oh, yes, we do.
And she's a big fan. 고호님 is a big fan of pastries, right? We have a message sent by 장윤선님, and which says 유민주 씨 보면 항상 가루류 발음 잘 안 돼서 엄청 귀여웠던 거 생각나요?
Do we have to try it here?
It's live, right? I think she's referring to one of the shows that
The TV shows, right? Yeah.
And everything's live, and you would have to read everything that's coming up. And you guys are professionals, and it was my first time to be actually on nationwide broadcasting.
But you did so well.
Thanks to the producers and the writers. And I just kept them mumbling because there were so many comments coming up, and I had to pronounce it as fast as I could. So 가루류. I would like to.
I think you did it better than Eugene said. Jeonmyeong님 says, yeah, I watched your TV show. Hello. Yes, the TV show was a huge hit, right? Has life changed since then?
Actually, yes and no. Because I still have that small, little, modest, cute bakery shop, and I still work every day. And yes, because a lot of the kids out there who wanted to study pastry, but they just couldn't really convince their parents because their parents were the generations who weren't really familiar with desserts and pastries. And because that program, it's actually at the time where family can watch it all together.
Sure.
And because thanks to the writers and producers, I think they somehow packaged me in a very cute way.
No, you are cute.
Thank you. Thank you. I am actually very tough in the kitchen, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are. Are you a charismatic leader in the kitchen?
I try to be because when we're making food, we are making things that's consumed, right, by the consumers, and they eat it and it goes down to your stomach. So when they get sick and something happens, it's a big disaster, right? So we can never be cute and we can never be all nice in the kitchen. But outside of the kitchen, I try to be lovely because desserts are lovely, right?
That's true. All right, well, today we're talking with the pastry chef 유민주님. Let's give out the quiz one more time before we move on to more talk. Cakes are usually made in hot what? Is it number 1, tubs, number 2, ovens, or number 3, weather? So if you know the answer, please send it right now to be able to win one of the 2 cookie sets that 유민주님 made for you guys.
Certainly.
All right, so 유민주님, you are one of the most famous pastry chefs in town.
Am I?
I think you are. Well, what is your signature pastry dish?
Let's see. I personally, if I had a boyfriend, I would make him a very, very nice shoe.
Oh, a shoe. Not a shoe that you wear on your
Oh no, not
your
that.
shoe.
Okay, I was thinking shoe cake.
No, shoe as in CHOUX,
That's right.
You gotta know your pastries,
Okay, my bad.
Eugene. Do you eat pastries?
shoe cake 구두 주면 뭐 도망간다고. I was thinking about that.
No.
It's an interesting sense of humor. I was thinking.
Oh, okay. But yeah, shoes are so delicious. They're melted.
good.
They're just like ice cream, as you
Yeah, they
mentioned,
are.
right? And if you have them cold, it tastes even better.
It tastes like ice cream.
It does. Oh dear. Well, you said if I had a boyfriend. And I remember you mentioning in one of your shows that being a pastry chef means no time for dating.
Oh no,
So-
unfortunately.
So how does your day look like? You said you wake up at 5 a.m. and then what happens?
It's back to the kind of position that you're in. As I said, if you're a pastry chef, right, and if you work for a certain firm, you would actually just like every worker out there, you get there around 5:30 because usually bakeries open around 7 or 8. So we're talking 2 or 3 hours prior. So you check on how many things that you have left over. You check for the expiration date. You have to find out how much the production. If it all varies because fresh bakeries, it's the most important thing, right? We all want to try that fresh out of the oven.
Yeah.
So after you check all that, your homework, and then you start producing, and after, if they ask you to also sell, that's when the people come in. So around the lunchtime, and then after you start selling, and then you start communicating with the guests and the customers, and after you do tremendous amount of dishwash
Yes.
because everything has to be clean. I mean, we are talking about people are actually paying, to have that good, clean, nice dessert, right? So I hate to break all these like sweet dreams for everybody who is actually dreaming to become a pastry chef, but you need to be a good dishwasher. And an organizer. So when that is over, you prepare for tomorrow's dessert. So which means that you have to order in advance. So you would have to call in and say, we need this amount of butter, we need this amount of flour. So you organize all that, and then now you can go home. So we usually get off around 4 to 5. Earlier, but we have to wake up really early. So that's sort of, we miss half of the day where everybody can go out and party and sometimes have a really good drink. We miss all that, but we are passionate pastry chefs. We adore our jobs. So that's the typical day of a pastry chef.
Yeah, what you just said kind of reminds me of my time back in the States because I also worked in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And what you talked about is basically inventory check.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of time, and usually it's the head manager. He's always angry, like checking the inventory. Something's missing.
Yeah, because once
yeah.
you miss it, I mean, your dessert is not complete. So imagine Eugene missed ordering butter, right? And then she will be so mad. Kayleen will be so mad. What? You missed butter?
Yes, I will be so mad. I can totally empathize to that. Okay, so before we say goodbye to you, we have one last question that we have to ask, right?
Sure. Lastly, this is the question. 유민주 씨에게 베이킹이란?
It's a very easy but tough question because baking is actually what I have never actually dreamed of becoming, a pastry chef. But through baking, the process, I have actually met a lot of people. I think I have created happiness to a lot of people because I bake and they buy our cakes, they buy our muffins and scones and they give it to their children or their boyfriends or girlfriends and I provide them happiness, right? So the word baking means love to me.
Wow,
so
such
nice.
a sweet, adorable answer.
Yeah, and 어깨 피자님 from KakaoTalk says, if you make anything, 민주님, and if it's not well cooked, undercooked, it still will taste good.
No, it won't taste nice.
Really? But in the States and the Western world, they eat cookie dough, right?
Yes.
Without
They
even, baking it in the oven. Yeah, so anything will taste good.
Ice cream, half-baked cookies, if you mix it together, it tastes amazing.
Wow, I never tried that.
I think ice cream is the word for the day. Okay, well, thank you so much, Yumin for taking out your time. And we actually have the winners for the cookie set. The quiz question was, cakes are usually made in hot what? The answer is number 2, ovens. And Sangmun Park님 and 9597님, congratulations. You are the winners of the cookie sets. Yay!
Congratulations.
Ah, they will taste yummy. Well, we definitely have to go and visit your shop.
Yeah, I'm there practically 7 days a week, so just come over to Hannam-dong and just ring me a bell.
Okay, we
there.
will. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon again.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, that wraps up our show for today.